Yeah, hi folks. Now I've only got a couple of things to say today. Firstly, I'll be taking a break for 2 or 3 weeks to do some overdue maintenance around the house. And secondly, and more importantly, I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So drive safely and let's be kind. Let's celebrate Jacinda's kindness.
If I could distill it down into one concept that we are pursuing in New Zealand, it is simple and it is this: kindness.
So I just wanted to again reiterate that, because I see a bit of misinformation out there about that, and I think it's always best just to address it when you see it. Amanda, I'm sorry you're over me, but you don't have to stay on my Facebook Live if I'm bothering you. I'm sure there's many other things you could do with your time that you find less irritating.
If I could distill it down into one concept that we are pursuing in New Zealand, it is simple and it is this: kindness.
While waiting to hear if he could leave MIQ early, on Monday, Rael's mum rang to tell him his dad had died. Being Jewish, his dad needs to be buried within 48 hours, but Rael's application to go to the funeral was rejected this afternoon.
Are we being too hard-nosed when it comes to compassionate exemptions, Prime Minister?
No, I don't think so.
Are we being too hard-nosed when it comes to compassionate exemptions, Prime Minister?
No, I don't think so.
Prime Minister?
No, I don't think so.
If I could distill it down into one concept that we are pursuing in New Zealand, it is simple and it is this: kindness.
What I'd say is that we're all actually completely on the same page when it comes to driving vaccinations and making sure that we're doing everything that we can to reach people that we need to. This is an issue of... This is an issue...
Not working in Israel.
Sir, I'm going to answer the questions of the accredited media. Sir, I will shut down the press conference if you do not cease. Sorry, to our accredited members of the gallery here, we might move to an inside venue. Unfortunately, we've got someone who's disrupting your press conference today, so we might reconvene. Thank you.
If I could distill it down into one concept that we are pursuing in New Zealand, it is simple and it is this: kindness.
Look, Ryan, it's actually really straightforward. If you've got a vaccine pass, you can do everything.
If I could distill it down into one concept that we are pursuing in New Zealand, it is simple and it is this: kindness.
And since when has a healthy person ever been a danger to anyone? We are now being told all the time, that there is only one science. And those of us who have dared to ask questions and to wish for debate, those of us who try to inquire, for example, about natural immunity, about the glaring absence of early treatment during this crisis, about the adverse effects of lockdowns and restrictions, about the ingredients and the safety and efficacy and the deleterious effects of the inoculations. We have been vilified, harassed, and persecuted.
In Ardennes, New Zealand, dogs now have more freedom than those who chose not to take experimental vaccines. My name's Tani Webster. I'm here speaking on behalf of Voices for Freedom. I'm from New Plymouth. This government has undermined the way of life and values that once bound this country together. It's time we face the fact that it's not accidental or incompetent, like some people would like to say. It's deliberate. They know exactly what they're doing. This government has many tools, and two of them are distraction and division. They like to keep the population squabbling and bickering amongst themselves about relatively less important issues, while they follow orders This new traffic light system is another example of them creating division, an us versus them narrative. Just before I wrap up, I want to acknowledge the Rights and Freedom Coalition for organising this today. And I want to thank you and everyone else around the country that is standing up for what's right. Some of us are vaxxed, some of us are unvaxxed. Some of us have been protesting for years. Some of us, this is the first time. But what unites us is the common goal to protect core Kiwi values. And we're going to do it. Thank you.
Hairdressers, professors, parents, police force, military service, everyday New Zealanders now feel selfish and dehumanised. History will show you where this takes us. And for those of us here today, we're brave enough to face this. No longer will we shield the truth from our eyes. Too many lines in the sand have been crossed. Today, together we stand for our children, our future, our friends, our family, and unite. We say no to this divide. And to those who haven't joined us, I ask, will you use your voice or repeat the mistakes of the past by staying silent, frozen, paralysed? You see, time is ticking. And this vaccine passport is just a disguise. You think the freedom's gone now is where they intend for this to be ending? Well, sadly, my friend, you're in for a frightful surprise. It's a social credit system, glammed up with some colourful red, green and yellow lights. Just like the 2 weeks turned into 2 years, eventually it will progress into complete monitoring and control of our lives. More checkpoints, more borders, $9 million facial recognition technology and full functioning audit. Racial banks, racial work, not even public transport when your social credit score is minimised. When it gets to that point, your only option left is to comply.
It's more than I can bear.
No, it's all right. Kindness.
Now folks, I've posted all the relevant links in the description below.